when someone rejects you, it is very easy to internalize that rejection as proof that you're unworthy, proof that you're not enough or even fundamentally flawed. But that is a distortion created by your ego and mostly your unhealed wounds. Because rejection doesn't measure your value. Rejection reveals their preference, their lens, their emotional capacity, and even their path. It is not your worth. Rejection is a mirror of them. It is not a measure of you. It is not a universal truth about who you are. It is a reflection of someone else's needs, fears, timing, desires, or even their own sense of worth. Maybe you reminded them of something they are not ready to face. Maybe your depth made them uncomfortable. Maybe they couldn't meet you where you are because they're still trying to meet themselves. And in that sense, then rejection says more about where they are than about who you are. Value is inherent. Value is not conditional. Your value is not determined by who chooses you. If someone doesn't recognize your presence, your depth, your loyalty, or even your love, that doesn't erase those qualities. Just because someone doesn't buy a diamond, it doesn't make the diamond worthless. It just means they are not the buyer for it. So rejection does not diminish your value. It only redirects your energy to spaces and people that can actually receive it. So look at rejection. Don't look at rejection as a judgment. Look at it as boundary, because it is boundary. We often misinterpret rejection as personal failure, when it may simply just be a boundary being expressed. I am not ready for this kind of connection. I'm on a different path. I don't feel aligned with this energy. That doesn't mean you did something wrong. It just means the equation doesn't work for them. And that's their right. Just as it is your right to say no to what doesn't serve you. Use rejection as a redirection, because sometimes rejection is divine protection. Not every no is a loss. Some are reroutes. I mean, reroutes. Reroutes. Let me use reroutes. Some are reroutes to something better aligned with your growth. Something better aligned with your purpose or even emotional capacity. Instead of mourning the loss, ask yourself, what part of me was seeking validation from this person? Did I want them, or did I want to be wanted? Am I chasing a wound or a true connection? Rejection only stings deeply when you've tied your identity to being chosen. But when you untie your value from other people's choices, then you become rooted in your own truth. You stop seeking approval and start honoring alignment. So next time someone rejects you, don't shrink, expand. Their no doesn't define your worth. Your response to it does. My people, heal. Heal.